My sister locked me in her basement out of pure jealousy while I was pregnant. But she never saw what was coming next. 33F. I'm currently holding my perfect, healthy baby boy after 3 heartbreaking years of infertility, countless IVF cycles, and more tears than I can count. We had only told my parents about the pregnancy a month earlier in private because they'd walked every painful step of this journey with us. There was no gender reveal, no Instagram post, just quiet, sacred happiness. I wasn't ready to tell the extended family yet. I wanted to be safely past the first trimester before any big announcement. Last weekend was my younger sister, Emily, 29F, and her fiancé's engagement party. Emily has always been a lot. She needs to be the main character in every room, every holiday, every story. Growing up, if the attention shifted even slightly away from her, she would create chaos until it swung back. I learned long ago to just step aside and let her have the spotlight because fighting her was exhausting and never worth it. I went to the party planning to stay invisible, loose dress, early exit, zero drama. Pregnancy fatigue and nausea had been brutal, so my only goal was to smile, congratulate her, and slip out quietly. I never intended to mention the baby. Everything was fine until my mom pulled me into a quiet hallway just to check on me. She knew how sick I'd been and simply asked how I was holding up. We were speaking softly, away from guests, when Emily suddenly appeared, face twisted with rage. She had overheard the word pregnant and lost it completely. She accused me of deliberately sabotaging her night, of timing the conversation to steal her thunder, of always needing to be the center of attention. I was stunned. I explained, calmly at first, that I'd told our parents weeks ago, and this was a private check-in with Mom, but she wasn't listening. She screamed that I couldn't let her have one single day. Guests started staring. I was mortified and just wanted to disappear. Emily stormed off in a tantrum. I stayed only because Mom begged me to keep the peace. After 20 minutes, Emily suddenly reappeared with a creepy sweet smile and said she wanted to show me an old childhood keepsake she'd found in the basement, something she thought I'd love. Naive and desperate to smooth things over, I followed her downstairs. The second I crossed the threshold, she slammed the door, locked it, and laughed through the wood. "Payback for making my party about you," she sang. I thought it was a cruel prank that would last 30 seconds. I banged on the door, told her to stop, but I only heard her footsteps walking away and her giggling fading upstairs. Panic hit me like a truck. The basement was cold, dark, and I instantly felt dizzy and sick. I started searching for any way out. There was a small window high on the wall. I dragged an old box underneath it to use as a step. I was shaking so badly from adrenaline and nausea that when I tried to hoist myself up, my foot slipped. I fell hard, directly onto my side and stomach. The pain was blinding. I curled into a ball on the concrete floor, clutching my belly, sobbing, terrified. I'd just lost the baby I'd fought so hard for. I have no idea how long I lay there trying not to spiral. Eventually, I heard my husband's frantic voice calling my name from the top of the stairs. He'd noticed I was missing and demanded Emily tell him where I was. She apparently laughed and said I was sulking downstairs. He found the key, yanked the door open, took one look at me on the floor, and we left immediately for the ER. The entire car ride I was silently begging my baby to be okay. At the hospital, they rushed me to ultrasound. I held my breath for what felt like years. Miraculously, there was still a strong heartbeat, but the doctor said it had been extremely close, any harder fall, and we could have lost everything. My husband was shaking with rage. While I was being monitored, he called my parents and told them exactly what Emily had done. By the time we got home hours later, the party had ended in chaos. My dad, upon hearing the full story in front of remaining guests, lost it. He announced on the spot that he was withdrawing every cent he and Mom had promised for Emily's wedding and honeymoon. They had happily paid for my wedding years earlier and always planned to do the same for her, but not after she endangered their unborn grandson. Emily screamed, sobbed, called me every name imaginable, insisted I had orchestrated the entire thing to destroy her. My dad didn't budge. Since then, my phone has been a war zone. Emily sends paragraph after paragraph of venom, no apology for locking a pregnant woman in a basement, only accusations that I ruined her life on purpose. She's told extended family I faked the fall and the hospital trip for sympathy. Some relatives actually asked if my pregnancy was real. My mom kept trying to play peacemaker, asking me to be the bigger person. 2 weeks later, Emily showed up at my house unannounced, banging on the door. Against my husband's advice, I opened it, hoping for an apology. Instead, she marched in, saw the framed ultrasound photos on our coffee table, smashed the frames, and ripped the pictures to pieces while screaming that she hoped I miscarried so she could have her life back. That was the moment something inside me broke for good. My husband physically removed her while she kept shrieking. Her ex-fiancé, now definitely ex, reached out to apologize for her behavior and admitted he was leaving her because her obsession with getting revenge on me had become terrifying. Emily then spiraled further, stalking him, harassing me and my husband via every platform, sending anonymous letters to my in-laws accusing me of being an abusive mother. She trashed the childhood bedroom my mom had kept preserved for me, destroying trophies and photos my mom cherished. Even my mom finally saw her for who she is and went low contact. We decided enough was enough. We quietly packed up and moved several states away to my husband's hometown, telling almost no one the exact location. My parents supported the move, even though it broke their hearts to have us farther away. Last I heard, Emily violated the restraining order her ex took out, and she's now dealing with legal consequences. My parents have essentially cut her off. I don't know where she is living, and I no longer care. I gave birth to a perfect little boy a few weeks ago. He is everything. For the first time in years, I wake up without dread. My husband, my son, and I are building our life far away from the chaos Emily thrives on. I will never fully understand why she hated me enough to risk my child's life over party attention, but I have finally accepted that protecting my family means she is no longer part of it. And honestly, the peace is indescribable. Thank you for watching my story. If you enjoyed it, please subscribe and press the bell icon. Stay tuned for more real-life stories, get more experiences.